Okay, class, do you have any questions? If none, for your homework, we'll do a research about the myths and legends about the Philippines. And tomorrow, you will have a graded recitation about those. And with that, class dismiss.
I can't seem to find any, since everyone keeps talking about the Marvel, Greek gods, and Norse myths. But when I search for Filipino myths and legends, I barely found anything. Do we even have our own stories? Eh, those are just old tales. They don't really matter now. But nobody cares about them anymore.
Oh, but that's where you're wrong. Our ancestors did not just write books, but they write stories in the hearts of their people. Through words passed from mouth to ear, generations to generations, they kept alive the wisdom, values, and soul of our culture. And that's what we call the oral traditions. And you know, they have been long part of our heritage. Oral traditions lives in us. They carried by our ancestors' voices and preserved generations through generations. They are not just old tales, but they are the myths and legends of the Philippines that we have from then until today. With that, good day everyone! Today, we are delving to the world of oral traditions. But before we begin, I would like you to ask something. Have you ever heard a story so fantastic that you weren't sure if it's real, but it felt so true?
Oral tradition is the ancient practice of passing down stories, values, knowledge to the spoken word. Long before books, printing presses, or even writing itself, our ancestors relied on storytelling to preserve our history, to explain mysteries and creation of the world we live in today. And among the richest treasures of oral tradition are the ones we call myths and legends. Myths are the ancient stories that often deal with the gods and goddesses, deities, and the creation. They are traditional and symbolic narrative that explain origins, natural phenomena, or the human condition through stories, often involving supernatural beings and heroes. They try to explain the mysteries of life, as they serve a profound purpose by providing a cultural meaning. It also explains everything that you see in existence. And if you're looking for your assignment, one of the most beautiful examples in the myth is Tungkong Langit and Aluncina. Have you guys heard about it? It is originated from the Visayan people of Panay and is considered as one of the most important creation myths in Philippine mythology. It reflects the pre-colonial Filipinos' worldview, wherein gods and deities were believed to shape in nature and human life. This myth mirrors the early Filipinos, which attempt to explain the origin of the world, the sun, the moon, and the stars, as well as the balance of order and chaos. But more than that, you will never know what lessons are embedded in it if you haven't read it yourself. Long ago, before the world as we know it existed, there lived two powerful deities, Tungkong Langit, the god of sky, and Aluncina, the goddess of the breeze. They loved each other dearly, yet their differences began to pull them apart. One day, Aluncina grew suspicious. She feared that Tungkong Langit might leave her, and so she often sent the sea breezes to spy on him. This made Tungkong Langit very unhappy. He longed for harmony, not mistrust. With that, anger overcame him. He scolded Aluncina for her doubts and jealousy. Aluncina, wounded and humiliated, which is why she fled her heavenly home and vanished.
My husband, why do you spend so much time in silence? You never tell me where you go, nor what you do. Sometimes I wonder, are you keeping a secret from me?
Aluncina, you know my heart belongs to you alone. My silence is not distant. I watch over the heavens, the seas, and the wind. That is my duty.
And yet, I cannot help my thoughts. I send the breeze to follow you, to see if you still remember me when you're far away.
You spy on me? Aluncina, why? Have I ever given you a reason to doubt my love?
And what about me, Tungkong Langit? Must I remain silent? While you turn your gaze to the star, why I long for your love? I am not a merely shadow in your vast sky.
Why do you doubt me so bad? My duty is to bring order to the heavens, yet your jealousy clouds our harmony. Your fear dishonors me. I seek only peace and harmony, but you bring mistrust and shadows into our home.
Then perhaps you don't need me here at all.
When Tungkong Langit realized what he had done, regret filled his heart. He searched the heavens, the seas, and the earth, but Alonsina was nowhere to be found. Loneliness consumed him. To ease his sorrow, Tungkong Langit decided to fill the world with beauty. From his hands, he scattered the stars across the night sky, painted the clouds, and placed the moon to light the darkness. The seas, mountains, and living creatures, he made them all, in the hope that one day, Alonsina would return and see his creation.
While myths explain the creation and mysteries of the world, legends, on the other hand, are folk stories from the past that deal with heroic figures, historical figures, and extraordinary events. They are often exaggerated or embellished but popularly believed to be true. Legends inspire us by showing bravery, wisdom, and the values of our culture. And to give you an example, one of the most celebrated legends is the legend of the Great Flood. Have you heard about it? The Great Flood is one of the Cordillera tribes in northern Luzon, Philippines.
Long ago, the Tigyans of the Abra told of the great flag that carried round the world. It began with the boldness of Aponitulao, the god hero of the mountain, and the wrath of the Taumariao, the lord of the sea.
What a wondrous view! The endless waves and the golden light. Ha! I must see what lies beyond.
Drawn by the beauty of the sea, Aponitulao made a raft and rowed far until he reached the edge of the world. And there stood the towering rock palace of Taumariu and is guarded by 9 maidens.
Tell me, what place is this? Do not mock me with your laughter.
The maidens only laughed, and in his fury, Aponitulao struck with his magic hook. It caught by Humitao, the youngest and most beautiful sea maiden, helpless because she was abducted by the god hero.
Who dares to defile my gates and steal Humitao? Winds! Tunas! Bring him back to me!
The sea raged and the tunas pushed the raft back. But Aponitulao cried to his mother, Langan, mistress of the wind and rain.
Winds, rise and carry my son to safety.
The land shall pay for this insult! We shall drown them all!
The gods of the sea agreed, and the waters rose higher and higher.
Go to the highest Cordillera peak. Take your household and wait.
The water swept across the land, drowning fields and valleys, rising until only the refuge remained above the flood.
O Lord, Taumariu, spare with me. I cannot return to the sea, for the mountain food has taken my power. I beg you, have mercy.
Though enraged, Taumariu pitied Humitao, his favorite. And so, the mighty waves returned to the ocean, leaving behind the land, scarred yet alive.
But here lies the problem. Oral tradition survives only if we keep it alive. If we stop telling them, if we stop caring, they fade into silence, and without us realizing it, it's slowly being forgotten. And the worst is, even the newest generation will never get the chance to know it. And when that happens, we lose a piece of our identity. Since oral tradition is very fragile, unlike books that can be stored in libraries, stories vanish when no one retells them. That's why preserving them is essential. We can preserve our myths and legends by sharing them with others, documenting them in writing or digital form, integrating them in education, and adapting them creatively through plays, films, and social media. More than preservation, we must learn to also appreciate them. These tales are not just mere fantasies that created by someone we didn't know existing, but these are lessons wrapped in stories. From Tungkong Langit and Alonsina, we are reminded that love must be built on trust and patience, while the Great Flood teaches us that disobedience and selfish desires can endanger not only oneself, but an entire community. By valuing and retelling the stories, we do not just honor our ancestors, we strengthen our identity as Filipinos. Let us preserve, appreciate, and celebrate our oral tradition. For in doing so, we keep our culture and heritage alive.